Hey, Dr. Brown, my name's Grant with Blue Digital Solutions. One of our employees called the other day and told you that we had made a quick video for you, just from kind of some of the stuff that we've seen online. We're looking to come into the Jacksonville area and work with a chiropractor. So we figured we'd kind of look around and see who we think could benefit the most from our help. But even if you don't decide to work with us, we still wanted to give you some tips on some things that you could do to help grow your business, to help gain more clients, and to get a better web presence on the internet to compete with your competitors. So just kind of starting out, show you some things that I kind of found. Obviously, one of the biggest things is I see you don't have a website. So that would be the first thing that I say, is to get a website built, and then I'll go over to kind of some things that you need to do to the website to make it beneficial for you. Otherwise, it's just a business card and it doesn't serve you any purpose. Before we get into that, just one thing I want to see that show you that I noticed right off the bat when I type your name in here. Obviously, your GMB or Google My Business comes up. Make sure that which we're going to get into it a little bit more, just make sure you add, your business hours. Fill this out as much as possible. But the biggest thing I want to show you right here is where it says own this business. When you click it, your business hasn't been claimed yet. So if I wanted to, I could probably go in there and take this from you, or anybody else can for that matter. So that's what I'm saying. Go in there, make sure you hit the click that button and manage now, or it'll say verify. You'll verify it with the email address that's on file already or the phone number. It'll give you some options. But make sure you go in there and do that just to protect yourself. But when we're talking about building a website, you don't need anything fancy. If you want to build a website just for the Jacksonville area, as a chiropractor as the only service, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. That's the great thing about this is Google doesn't see, how beautiful this website is or all this other stuff. What they see is content. So all this stuff that I'm highlighting here, that's all that Google sees. And just to give you an idea, this website I'm on, jacksonvillechiropractic.org, that's the top competitor in the area, and I'll show you how I found that. I typed in the highest searched keyword, which is chiropractor, Jacksonville, Florida, and skipping this, because we're going to talk about that here in a bit, go down here to what we call the organic listings, and I find the website that's ranking the highest, which in this case is jacksonvillechiropractic.org. So that's why I'm going to kind of compare you to them, or not so much as compare you, being that you don't have a website, but show you kind of what I'm talking about and things that you're able to do if you decide to build a website that they're either doing right or wrong. So it kind of gives you a little visual with it. But starting out, talking about content, that's one of the main things that we need to focus on. The 3 tips I want to give you today, though, has to do with content, backlinks, and citations. Like I said, I'll break all that down here shortly. But content is nothing more than all the stuff that I can highlight. Why is that so important? Well, Google, like I said, doesn't see that this nice, pretty website that's here. All they see when their bots go to crawl these pages is the content. They crawl it from left to right and top to bottom. And what it's looking for is certain keywords showing that you are the expert in that area for chiropractors or chiropractor there in Jacksonville, Florida. So with that, you want to be able to tie in a lot of your keywords within that content. By keywords, I mean kind of what I showed you here, chiropractor, Jacksonville, Florida. That's going to be one of the keywords. And I'll show you some other ones here in a second just so you have an idea of what you can use if you decide to build a website. But they crawl, left to right, top to bottom. What they're looking for is that. But they want to know that they are placing the actual expert at the top of Google. Make sure that they're putting the right person in front of the right people that are searching for it. So in this case, the way they do that is by content. And think of, anything you've ever searched. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, goat cheese. It doesn't matter. Who usually pops up first? It's Wikipedia. They're usually up there. And the reason for that is because they have tons and tons of authoritative content. It's keyword rich, has all the keywords they're trying to rank for, lots of content. So in Google's eyes, they see that and they say, hey, this is the local expert when we're talking, when it comes to this. So they're going to put them to the top. Obviously, there's other factors that go into that, but that is a huge one. And so if you decide to do a website, Google wants to see roughly at least minimum of 1,000 words, up to 1,500. That's kind of the sweet spot. So make sure that you get that 1,000 to 1,500 words on your homepage and intertwine those keywords. Another thing you can kind of focus on as well, like I said, being that Google doesn't see, all this nice pretty layout, they don't see pictures, they don't see any of that, but what they do see is they see behind the pictures. So when you go to save your pictures, let's see if they've done it right. So I click save as to see what it's saved as. So it's saved as services, as you see. That does no good in the eyes of Google. You want to save all your pictures as your keywords. So in this case, that picture could have been named chiropractor, Jacksonville, Florida. Once again, Google sees that and sees, hey, look, this is what this person is wanting to rank for, and they are the experts because the content backs it up. So there's a couple tips that you can do for your content and kind of website layout if you decide to build a website. Moving into backlinks, we're going to look at that same website we were just looking at. We're going to look at their metrics and see why they were at the top. Why are they ranked so high on the first page of Google? And this is what's going to tell us that. So we take a look here, and you see all these numbers that are probably foreign to you. But I'll kind of break them down as quick as possible. So this one right here is one to pay attention to. It's the domain rating. It's through 0 through 100. Higher the number, the more power your website has. Lower the number, less power. Now, how do you get that power? It's going to be through backlinks. Backlinks are nothing more than like votes. And what I mean by that is another website has their website, so this URL right here, on their website somewhere. So when Google goes to crawl that other person's page, it crawls all their content, and then it crawls this www.jacksonvillechiropractic.org, and it shows Google that this, say, we'll just call it another chiropractor's blog or something that's trusted in Google or whatnot, and it shows Google, well, hey, if this site is linking to jacksonvillechiropractic.org, well, then they must be trusted too. So now you start getting more power. All backlinks aren't created equal. Obviously, I could go out there and probably find 1,000 different places to go, put their links out there. But if it doesn't have to do, with chiropractors or maybe the healthcare field or something along those lines, it's irrelevant. And it actually probably hurts you more than it would help you. So obviously, you don't want to go out there and start slinging, these links on like Domino's and Pizza Hut pages and stuff like that, because there's absolutely no relevance whatsoever. So how do we find backlinks? Well, being that success leaves clues, and Google has already told me that they're willing to rank this site number 1 with what they have. What we would do is we come in here. Oh, sorry, I was out of it too long. We come in here and we see exactly what backlinks they have, and we go through one by one, and we get, or which we at least attempt to get, all of them that they have. Whether that's contacting the whoever's hosting their website, whoever their developers are, we contact them and find out what we have to do to get our link on their page as well. And obviously we don't stop there. We keep going above and beyond and keep adding backlinks every single month. That way you're nearly untouchable unless somebody's willing to spend a whole lot of money in order to come after you. But you'd be nearly untouchable because of the amount of links that we continue to add. We don't just stop once we take that number 1 position. So that's backlinks. I'll go over those other numbers if you had questions over that real fast, just to give you an idea. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to pull back up. While we're waiting on that to load, we'll go over how we've been talking about these keywords. Kind of go over what some keywords are. So I'll give you an idea. There's a bunch of different keywords out there. Here's just a handful. Chiropractor Jacksonville FL, there's 600 people searching for it. Chiropractor Jacksonville Beach, Florida, 80 people searching for it, and I'll kind of show you what this looks like here in a second. But these are all different keywords that people are actually searching for. This is how many people are searching for it every single month. Same thing here when we look over here at Chiropractor Jacksonville, FL, all these other ones, 1,600, 90. So that's a lot of people searching for these terms, looking for a chiropractor right there in Jacksonville. Being that you're not on the first page of Google, you're missing out on a lot of traffic. Go back over here now that we're logged in, though. This number is how many keywords they actually rank for. So they rank for 212 keywords. And out of those 212 keywords, they're bringing 217 people per month to their site. And then this number here is just showing what it would cost if they were doing pay-per-click or something along those lines to get these 270 people to come to their site. So that's really irrelevant. But let's look at some of the keywords they rank for. So you see here they rank for Jacksonville Chiropractic. There's 300 people searching it every single month. Their position on Google is number 1. So organically, they are number 1 in Google. And out of those 300 people searching, they get 38 people every single month to come to their website. So you can see how that all adds up when you actually target all of these different terms. You can see how it add up real fast, especially if you're in the number 1 spot. It's going to add up quickly. So these are all keywords that we'd want to target and go after and make sure we rank number 1 for. So moving on to the last thing I was talking about, we've already covered content and backlinks. We're going to talk about citations. Citations are extremely important when we're talking about GMBs or these Google My Businesses right here, which, like I said, see you have one. I couldn't find it just from the first page, looking on the first page of this after I hit more places. I didn't see it anywhere on the first page, so without going through 6, 7, 8 pages, however many there were, I just kind of tell you, some things that you're able to do to start getting your GMB or your Google My Business to start climbing to try to get up here, in the top and compete with some of these competitors. Citations are nothing more than having your name, address, and phone number listed on directories. It's as simple as that. But there's a few things you got to take into account. When you're posting your business on different directories, in order for it to count as a citation and Google actually to give you credit for it to where it actually benefits you, it has to match word for word and letter for letter. So, give you an example. If these folks right here were putting their business into a directory and they left out this colon right here, it's irrelevant and does them nothing. They just wasted their time. So you have to make sure, like I said, between name, address, and phone number, letter by letter, word for word. There's hundreds of different directories to get into. Some obviously have more pull than others. Some are more powerful than others. But we usually focus, whenever we land clients, we usually try to do at least 300 to 350 directories per client. That way you're almost untouchable. I'll give you an idea, some of how many citations some of these other businesses have there in your area. 69 is going to be the top spot. It's going to be Dodd Chiropractic. And how do we find these directories is the next question. Well, same thing as the backlinks. Success leaves clues. I know with these 69 citations, Google's willing to rank these people number one. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go through all these different ones that they're on. And obviously I'm going to try to get, your business added on there as well. And then not stop there. We'd add an extra 100 or 200. That way, once again, you're untouchable unless somebody wants to pay a heck of a lot of money to try to come after you. But that just kind of goes to show you, how important the citations are. Obviously, they're not the end-all, be-all. There's several different factors that come into play when we're talking about ranking our GMBs. Obviously, reviews have some pull, so the more reviews, the better. Trying to tie your keywords into your reviews, that helps a lot. Making sure that your GMB is completely optimized, and by that I mean making sure all of this is filled out, phone numbers, hours, addresses, having your website linked to it, having a description, which I don't see that yes, they have one. So they have their description filled out. They have photos. So in this case, we want to make sure we outdo our competitor on every level. So if they have 25 photos, obviously we want to add 50. That way, we're outdoing them. But that's one of the biggest things that you can do, too, on top of the citations to help get your business ranked towards the top. And obviously, the last thing that kind of goes into this is the higher, you have your page ranking organically. So if we have your page, up towards the top, it helps push that GMB towards the top up here as well. When you're doing all the other right things, it helps push you up to the top. But give you a quick statistics real fast. 70% of people, when they Google any type of business and they're looking for a service, they type it in. 70% of people are going to click one of these and call them right off the bat. They're probably not even going to visit the website. They usually don't even care about that. They're going to come here. They're either going to call the top one or they're going to call the one with the most or best reviews. So in this case, one of these two are probably going to get a phone call from every single person that is looking for a chiropractor in Jacksonville, Florida. Other 30%, they like to come down here and actually look at people's websites. So they scroll down here until they find, websites, and they click it, and then they look for it, and then they call from the website. But can you imagine being the top, number one spot here, and the number one spot here for all those different keywords that I showed you? How much traffic that would actually drive to your business, and how much you'd be able to grow and quickly on top of that. So just wanted to give you those tips real fast. Like I said, it was content, backlinks, and citations. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'd be glad to kind of break it down a little more for you. Or if you decide that you would just like us to maybe do the work for you, I'd love to sit down and get to learn your business and find out exactly what your goals are, where you'd like to target, your specialties, all that stuff. That way we can put together an actual proposal that's custom for your business to help get your business and take it to where you want to be. Once again, my name is Grant. I'm with Blue Digital Solutions. You can contact me at 706-233-3557. Once again, 706-233-3557. Thank you.